Oh, it's only you. Did you need something? It is considerate of you to check up on me, but I'm doing okay. Just really don't have it in me to be social right now. Unfortunately, drink doesn't make me forget. It just makes me feel even more like shit. I realized that a long time ago. Anyway, you can come in if you want to talk. I'm not adverse to company. It's not much, but it's mine for now. More comfortable than anything we slept in while marching here, so in the end, I can't complain. I imagine your quarters is pretty much a copy of mine, so none of it is a surprise. Oh, the drawings on my desk? I drew them. I know I'm not any good at it, but it gets my mind off of things. It's comforting, in a way. I mean, it's not exactly a secret. I just don't mention it to people. I'm sure if I ever mentioned it, they would want to see what I've drawn or start questioning why I do it in the first place. I mean, all I talk about with them is training or sparring. I just don't want a big deal made out of it. Drawing is quiet and distracts my mind. That is the end of it. I don't have a specific thing I draw. Sometimes it's landscapes, places we've been, or people I know. Mainly, whatever crosses my mind when I sit down to draw. My latest one was just a quick sketch of the port from up on the ramparts. Initially, I was trying to draw a forest. Like the types of forest you can only find back home. But it is hard for me to draw something like that when we've been away from home so long. You don't have to compliment me. I'm far from a practiced artist, and these are just sketches from an idle mind. Also, I'm not drawing you anything just because you compliment me. All right. I was just telling you in advance. Wasn't insinuating anything. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't take time out of your day to look at my drawings. Was there anything you specifically wanted to ask about? I thought you might bring up Joyce. Her death isn't as easy to handle as most, but overall, I am fine. I can still conduct my duties as expected, but I just need more time alone right now than I usually do. Thank you for understanding. How are the others, by the way? I can't imagine they're faring too well after the loss. A lot of drinking to forget. I can imagine. They all used to have such a fun time together. I should check on everyone myself sometime. The only person I've talked to in person was Ernesto because he was hurt. Wanted to make sure he was okay overall. I mean, we've been out here for years now, and we've been through worse battles than what went down in Hero. But Ernesto hasn't even finished a year out here. I always think it's important to look out for those who are more vulnerable. I remember checking on you after that battle in Ballard. That's where you got that scar in your chest because someone wasn't being vigilant enough. At least you learned your lesson afterwards. I mean, I can't say anything in the end. I have a scar right here on my arm and countless other places. People usually don't pay them too much attention because my batok is getting so elaborate. People tend to look at that instead. I know people don't place the same emphasis on the tattoos like they used to, but I like participating in the tradition still. It's a nice way to depict the culmination of my bravery in battle. Don't you agree? Though, it also means you get a lot of dumb young people out here trying to do outrageous things to be the next hero of Balian. I just have a complicated opinion on it. Elijah hasn't done anything wrong by being the hero. It's all in the reason why it was done. Look, what I say today stays between us. Understand? Good. I was already part of the army when the massacre took place, and it just so happened that I was part of the unit that responded to the tragedy. Meaning, I was one of the first people that saw Elijah after that massacre. The Emperor made it seem like Elijah emerged from the horizon like a hero, his face pulled into a determined grin and his body unmarred. But that is far from the truth. The man that I saw that day was broken. It was as if everything he knew shattered into pieces, and there was nothing left. He was still there, amongst the bodies, never moved so much as to take a sip of water. If no one arrived, maybe he would have sat there, wasting away until he joined the rest. Even as the healers escorted him away, he never spoke a word, just lingered around the camp like a ghost. Even when it was announced that the Emperor himself wished to honor his sacrifice and might in battle, Elijah said nothing, just gave a nod and walked back to his tent. That was the last I saw of him with my own eyes. I have no idea how he clawed himself out of that dark place he was in and returned to the war front as the hero of the Empire, but I guess he did it somehow. However, I would bet everything I have that underneath the visage of a hero, there's some sort of turmoil or something going on in there. And I don't say all of this out of disrespect of him. He has always been a skilled warrior, and he deserves the honor of being a hero. But the problem is, the Emperor was using him. Make the citizens cheer for the hero returning home until they forget that their sons and daughters are marching into the hands of death for little to no reason. And it worked. Everyone wants to be the next Elijah Ramirez and gain admiration in battle. They don't realize how steep the price is. The day I heard all of those lies about Elijah being Akiakos reborn, my faith in the Emperor wavered. And with time, it completely shattered. While I love the Empire with all my heart and soul, I do not love it without criticism of whoever is on the imperial throne. I think it's fairly obvious where my loyalties lie. Everyone seems to have these lofty expectations of the Empress. Like she can solve the decades worth of problems her father left her in a matter of months. Do they really think Emperor Kai would have ever even tried to make peace with Aurasion after everything? His pride wouldn't allow it. The Empress offered the prospect of peace to the Aurasion royal family, and that prince refused it. The fact she tried is what gains my respect. I can fight with confidence knowing that Empress Marisol can at least pretend to care about the people who fight for her. Plus, she had the courage to fight alongside her forces during the revolution. I like that in a leader. That's what I used to respect in Emperor Kai. Anyway, really didn't mean to devolve into a serious conversation. Guess with so much silence, I've just had too much time to think about things none of us can control anyway. Well, glad you don't mind. I swear there won't be any more of that. It's hardly like I sit around thinking about political conspiracies. Gods. Just saying that is something. By the light of Akiakos, you're back on my drawings? From now on, this is all you're going to bring up, isn't it? I should have known. Hey, you know what? Why don't we spar for a little? Get out some steam. I would never use it as an excuse to smack you around for teasing me. I swear. Now, are you coming? Or are you just going to sit there? That's what I thought.